Hello Daily Drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's daily draft. We are drafting Outlaws of Thunder Junction Premier Draft today. And we are, probably at least halfway through the format. And there's still several decks in this format I have yet to have the pleasure to draft. We'll see if we can find our way into one of those here today. This pack one pick one is looking pretty underwhelming if we're being honest. We've got Snakeskin Veil, Spinewoods Paladin in the common slot. There's a desert. Don't think we want that though. Ariat the Beguiler. What is this? 4-mana 4/4 lifelink. Whenever an aura becomes attached to a non-land permanent an opponent controls with mana value less than that aura's. It's ridiculous. No. There's Omen Fort Vigilante. I think I'm going to take the Shoot the Sheriff here. This is a pretty darn bad pack if we're being honest. I think green's the best color. I'm not actually super thrilled with Shoot the Sheriff, if we're being honest. It's not the best. The best removal spell. I think there are common removal spells better than this, but it's fine. Now we've got a better pack here with Desert Stew, as well as cards like Stubborn, Burrow Fiend, and Cactarantula. I think I want to take the Stubborn Burrow Fiend today. I'm not locking myself into black-green, but Burrow Fiend goes very well into black-green, and a black-green is one of those decks I have yet to draft, and I do really want to draft it if possible. Take this, take some Naturalists, get Rise of the Varmints or two, and kind of go off to the races with a bunch of creatures here. I think Desert Stew is defensible, already having Shoot the Sheriff, but I'm gonna shoot for upside with the Stubborn Burrow Fiend here. Whoa, black cards. All right, green is already getting cut. This is tough. There's some good black cards. I think we have to take black here. It's either Consuming Ashes or Vault Plunder at the common spot, and I think Ashes is better than Vault Plunder, so I would lean here. But is that better than Hollow Marauder? Well, this goes pretty darn well with Stubborn Burrow Fiend. I do think if we're going to lean into black-green, which we don't necessarily have to, but if we are, the Hollow Marauder goes really, really well in that deck. Honestly, I would probably play an Ashes or two in that deck too. But the Hollow Marauder seems pretty good and has nice upside here, so I'll take that. All right, Desperate Bloodseeker goes really well with what we got. Green is already completely cut. What's new? Whenever there's a good color or a good archetype in a draft format, everyone just overdrafts it. So let's take the Desperate Bloodseeker here. Green is basically gone again, but there is a pick 5 Consuming Ashes. Happy to take that here. There's a Mourner Surprise as well, which if we lean into this kind of deck where we might want to be self-milling ourselves, there's actually a lot of good stuff here. Derailment. There's still a Desert, a Holy Cow, Slinger, but we'll take the Consuming Ashes to go with the black start that we have. Tumbleweed Rising is not the kind of card you want for this kind of deck, but I'll go ahead and take the Binding Negotiation. I mean, we're basically just mono black at this point, and we can kind of pair that with whichever other color presents itself as being open, which is obviously not green at this point. I've played a lot of blue-black, and we don't have the best start to a red-black deck necessarily. White-black requires a lot of very specific cards as well. I don't think Gigapede is very good here. I mean, I don't really think whatever I'm playing is going to make the cut here, so I'll just take the Arid Archway in the event that we get a couple deserts. This card ends up being pretty good. Alright, now there's another Archway, which I don't think I want necessarily more than one, but I think I'll take Skullduggery here over Dock Orlock or a second Archway or a Veiled Fording. Just continue to stay black. Ariat Wield, what a surprise. And green was very, very cut. But now we wield both Varmint and Veil, which is really interesting. I think our deck wants to be much more on the creature side of things, which means we might just want to take the Voracious Varmint. No, it's got to be Snakeskin Veil. Even a copy of the Veil I think is fine. I think we'll take the Mourner Surprise here, cut the black card, and maybe we can get... We didn't see any Patient Naturalists in that deck, or in that pack. We did find a Desperate Bloodseeker. We didn't see any Rides of the Varmints. We didn't see any of the black-green uncommons, Honest Rutstein, or the name of the other black-green uncommon that I can't remember right now. I think it's a 5-mana card. You reanimate something and then bring another thing to your hand. So, didn't see any of those cards. We're not necessarily locked into green. Like, if we open Terror of the Peaks or something, that's just a card we could take. And just, like, go black-red. Same thing with, like, some busted white rare. I mean, there's multiple ways we can go here. I think with cards like Burrow Fiend and Hollow Marauder, I think black-green is the best home for this shell that we have so far. But we've only got 4 creatures out of pack 1, so like that's not very good. So let's see what we could find here in pack 2. Alright, we find some good cards, but cards that don't exactly fit our plan necessarily. There's a Throw from the Saddle, which is a good green card. There's Seraphic Steed, which is a bomb, but we're too far away from that. We have to play black here. Could take Prosperity Tycoon and give up on Burrow Fiend and Snakeskin Veil, but at that point, why wouldn't we just take Throw from the Saddle? We might end up being just like a black-green value deck that isn't necessarily super based around creatures, but that could change. It's still early in pack 2 here. And maybe we wheel a Binding Negotiation. I don't think Siphon Insight's good enough necessarily to abandon these 2 green cards. Let's take the Throw from the Saddle. Here we go. Badlands Revival and Back for More. This is the card I was thinking about. Badlands Revival. Both of these would actually be quite good for us here. There is another Throw from the Saddle, but I think this deck is going to want to do its best to lean into creatures, which we're not doing great at so far. Which is better, Revival, 5 mana reanimate something and return something, or 6 mana reanimate at instant speed and fight something? Or Throw from the Saddle, number 2. I'm going to take the Badlands Revival and really hope I could pick up some more self-mill here. Alright, got Hard Bristle Bandits, Boneyard Desecrator, I don't think we need that, and a Mirage Mesa, which we could take to make the Archway better or something, but I think I'm just going to take a Hard Bristle Bandit here and not be thrilled with the pack so far. We haven't seen any Patient Naturalists. Green is completely gone. Black is basically completely gone. And this is looking ugly so far. I don't think I'm playing anything here. I mean, I already have a gold pane if I want it. I guess I could take, like, Vengeful Townfolk and hedge toward black-white or green-white or something. Like, I don't usually care about the... I don't know. That was just a bad pack. See, this pack is slightly better. Tiny Bones joins up. I don't think is it. So we'll take the easy Vault Plunderer here. And over Drover Grizzly and not much more. Okay, few more cards, some blue-red, but I think we're pretty much locked in at this point. And I'll take the Ankle Biter. It's an early creature, trades off, goes to the yard. We have not seen many of the reasons to be getting into this deck is the issue. I mean, we were very black heavy to start, and then got a Burrow Fiend and a late Snakeskin Veil. And then there's a Congregation Gryph. Okay, can we splash that somehow? We have 1 mount. I'm not playing anything else here, so maybe we do. Pick 7 Congregation Gryph, and black-white hasn't seemed open. Varmint, Mourner Surprise, Holy Cow. I guess I'll take Varmint. Maybe there's a world where we go green-white and, like, abandon all of this black? I mean, that's a late Prosperity Tycoon. Green-white could actually be open. I just don't know if we have enough white cards to fill out this deck if we get rid of all this black. I'm not playing any blue, so I'll take the Wingsmith, but I don't think I'm going to play it. Same thing here. Take just a white card because I can. Black and green completely gone. So white might be open. I mean, all it takes is to open something like Honest Rutstein in pack 3 to go back into black-green, but we have an out here to kind of go into like a very highly mediocre green-white deck. Because I also passed that Seraphic Steed. Alright, Kervek, Unfortunate Accident, Spinewood's Paladin, Creosote Heath, all of these quite good for us here. So whenever you commit a crime, you can cast a black card from your graveyard. That seems... I don't think this is a bomb necessarily, but I do think it's good. We do have a Consuming Ashes as removal as well to shoot the sheriffs. So we're not like super hard pressed for Unfortunate Accidents. So I'll go ahead and take the Kervik here. And another Consuming Ashes. We did see the Rise of the Varmints, but like, I just don't know if this is what our deck is trying to do anymore. I mean, I could take it under suspicion that we get things like Patient Naturalist and Desperate Bloodseekers for the rest of this pack, but I don't know if that's going to happen, so I think I just have to take the Consuming Ashes here. Take the Desperate Bloodseeker now. I don't think we're going to wheel the Rise of the Varmints, but I guess there's a non-zero chance we do. So let's take this, and I think we're going back into black-green here. Maybe we splash the Griff. Probably not. But it's an option. Conviction. Not great in this deck. We're not making a ton of mercenaries. We're making one here. Can I get an Honest Rutstein or something super... I mean, you keep passing me Consuming Ashes. I mean, I guess I'll keep taking them over just a random giant beaver here. Sure. So I'm probably putting that there. Arid Archway doesn't seem to have gotten there. Vault Plunderer over Luxurious Locomotive and Free Strider Commando. Yeah, I'll just take the 2-for-1 there. Another Ankle Biter. I think that's fine. I think that works out just fine in this deck. And we are at 13 creatures, which still isn't even like a ton. Plus a couple cards I don't necessarily even like. Alright, I do think I'll take the Desert here over the Heartless Pillage. I think that seems fine. Desecrator, probably not a card I want to play. Here comes the Wheel. What are we hoping to wheel here? We're trying to find a Rise of the Varmints pick 10, I think. We didn't see a single Patient Naturalist throughout the entire draft. I guess we could play a Fake Your Own Death. Come on, Rise of the Varmints? I don't even know if that's even very good in this deck right now. I wouldn't be thrilled with it. I might play it, but I wouldn't be thrilled with it necessarily. No, got the Tumbleweed Rising. And probably not much left here, if I remember what was left in this draft. So we have a very, very highly mediocre, non-power related deck here in my first attempt at green-black. Or actually, this might be my second attempt at green-black, but we didn't really get there, unfortunately, in my opinion. But I think this deck still has, you know, some of the tools needed to win. So we'll see if we can pull something out with this one here. Got a few removal spells. I don't think Tumbleweed Rising is at its best here. Our creatures aren't very big necessarily. That's 24. Probably still have to make one more cut, which I think I can do. All right, I'll make that last cut, go over the deck, and I'll see you after deck building. All right, after deck building, here's where I ended up with just, you know, just some black and green creatures and some black and green interaction spells. That's pretty much where we ended up, and maybe it's good enough. Usually just putting creatures on the battlefield is good enough in this format. We've got Double Bloodseeker with Marauder and Badlands Revival and Mourner Surprise to mill ourselves. 3 Ashes, a Throw from the Saddle, a Shoot the Sheriff, a Skullduggery as some interaction, early plays that can trade off with anything, a couple of 2-for-1s, a little bit of value here with Kervek. Not super thrilled with it. I think it's a deck that could easily go 7-2, and I think it's a deck that could easily go 1-3. So it's anywhere in between. You have a better idea than I do because you see the length of the video, but I'll see you in game number 1. Alright, here we are starting in game number 1 with Anklebiter into a Plotted Buzzard, which seems fine. We can trade this off for something if we're going against aggro, play a 3-2, although we have to trade this on our turn if we did that. And then eventually can get some stuff back with Revival, so we'll just need some lands and we go from there. Okay, go ahead, plot the buzzard, attack here. Okay, they're assuredly not trading, but if they do, I'll play a buzzard. I guess I could just still play this as a 2-1 flyer. I mean, try to pressure them a little bit. Alright, I think I'll do this now, actually. I mean, that card is usually one of the better cards in Green-White's deck. Bridled Bighorn, sure. That's fine, that's not fine. One turn too late, unfortunately. Oh yeah, the Badlands Revival, the Mystical Tether really destroys this. It's also a really good land. Because we're not putting pressure on them anymore, and now this thing's just going to start probably drawing them a good amount of cards here. Yeah, there's that card. I was waiting for that one. Oh, really? Both of those cards are the top decks there. Alright. Perfect. Alright, so we gotta kill this. And I guess we just play this? And now Wily Duke can still... It's got Vigilance, so it doesn't tap itself. That's okay. I could deal with that. Okay. Alright, we're kind of doing the thing. Badlands Revival not at its best right now. And I can't saddle this. I mean, I guess I could if I used Skullduggery, but like that doesn't seem like the right play, so I guess we just pass. They use Bucolic Ranch over there, and then potentially, or they can also start tapping things. Yeah, start tapping their own Wily Duke every turn, so 2 mana draw card every single turn here. Can't do anything about it. Skullduggery looking slightly better now. Oh, man. Wily Duke. What am I supposed to do about that? Just draw into more removal, I guess. All right. Alright, Hollow Marauder on the Badlands Revival is going to be pretty good. Maybe not good enough, but, I mean, I guess pretty good. Okay, looks like they'll tap it down. More than likely. No? Okay. They could tap this down and then hit for like a lot. I guess I could use Snakeskin Veil, but that doesn't seem great. Yeah, so I hit them for 5. They tap this down. They hit me for 7, 8, 9, 10. Would I rather just use Snakeskin Veil to protect that from happening? And then next turn I use Revival and reanimate Hollow Marauder and then bring Vault Plunder to my hand? Okay, they'll double block. That's okay. Shuffles graveyard and then searches their library for a creature, puts it into their hand. Probably Congregation Gryff here. And then plays that. Saddles, draws a card, gains a life. Yeah, they've got the thing here. Wily Duke is pretty good. There's the Congregation Gryff. So this goes to the battlefield and probably Vault Plunderer to the hand here. Okay, got Consuming Ashes for the Gryff here now. I mean, that's probably a better use of it than Wily Duke. I don't know, Wily Duke is just... It's drawn him like 5 cards at this point. The Gryff will attack as a 2/5. can't block it. Okay, not bad. Okay, so I still think it has to be Wily Congregation Griff here? I don't know. Huh. See if they want to use the Keykeeper to tap down Marauder. I'm sure they will. Sure. I can use Snakeskin Veil, protect this, get it bigger, make it a 3/3. It still has lifelink. It does protect me pretty well from, like, dying in the air at the moment. Definitely doing this, and then now consuming ashes. What is worse here? Wily Duke's going to draw them a ton of cards, but Congregation Griff is going to continually beat me in the air for at least 2. Alright, I think your card draw needs to go away. Okay, they did keep it on top, but it wasn't a mount. Now they've got another mount, so this attacks as a 3/5. They can still tap down the Marauder on the backside. Bloodseeker can no longer attack. Well, I guess now it can that they saddled there, so... Alright. I'm not sure there's a worse draw in the deck. I guess land might have been worse, but this does pretty much nothing. Do I have double... I guess, I don't know. Guess I'll do this. Okay, so they are going to try to race here, and I don't think I can really effectively race. So I need to draw another removal. Do I have another ashes? Yeah, I have one more ashes. That might be the only removal spell I have left. Use the shoot the sheriff. It's very possible. Alright, make you use whatever you got in your hand. You did keep it on top. Let's see if it's a Snakeskin Veil or something. Alright, there we go. We actually got something. Perfect. Found a mount. I think it's consuming ashes or bust at this point against this Congregation Griff. And this stupid Keykeeper is being just really annoying. It's really good against our deck. Basically every time I play Sterling Keykeeper, I play against green-white mounts, and it like doesn't do anything. And then they play against me and it taps down every creature on my board, basically. Now this attacks is a 3 or 4? 4/6? Yeah. 4/7. Alright, Consuming Ashes, let's go. Well, that gets rid of that. Doesn't really do anything. It comes back as a 3/2, but like, well, I guess I could have held this back and double blocked there. That was probably the play. Although they can still use Keykeeper to tap things down, so I guess that still wouldn't have worked. Yeah, that's technically lethal, but the Buzzard is going to save us for a turn, so we need Ashes off the top right now. Oh no, it won't even do it because they're just going to Keykeeper down the Buzzard here. So, yeah. Alright. So they got us. We just used all our removal and they had one more thing. One more threat than we could deal with there. Alright, Forest off the top would be great, but the hand's keepable either way. Got a turn 2 Negotiation, which should be fine. Kind of an awkward draw there. Kind of want that as our library is already filled. Another awkward draw. What's this? The crew is 2 here, so Deadeye Duelist can't even crew that. Binding Negotiation can't be cast right now. Neither can Jolene. Thunder Salvo could kill something that we play. But Jolene is quite good and also destroys our ankle biters like pretty badly. So I think I'm just going to get rid of the Jolene because that makes the ankle biters in our hand so much worse. So if they top deck a black and play Binding Negotiation, what are they taking? They're probably taking Kervek here. But I do want to make sure I can get closer to drawing green, so let's do this. See if they top deck the black. They can use Thunder Salvo on this if they wanted to. That's not the end of the world. They did top deck the black. Let's see if they use it. Looks like they do. Alright, your pick. Hollow Marauder. Alright. Wasn't really close to casting that, but sure. More cards I can't cast. Alright, do you want to trade? I think I'm fine trading here if you want to. Okay, sure. They could Thunder Salvo him down if he's able to double spell. Looks like that's not the case. Another card I can't cast. If I commit a crime, I would need another land here to be able to cast something like Binding Negotiation out of the hand, so I think I just have to do this to myself and mill two forests here. Get the Thunder Salvo out of their hand on the Desperate Bloodseeker. Close enough. The 2 lands we kind of needed. Alright, 6 mana, Rakdos the Muscle. Alright, there we go. Well, I guess we're doing this. Target up to 1 black, I can cast it, but I have to pay the mana, so I won't do that. Sure. No attacks, go ahead. Decent draw. Down goes Karavik. Attack with Homestead. Wolverine, let's see what they hit. Hopefully something they can't cast. That's a land, they can cast that. Or play it, I guess. I'm not doing anything else with this thing, and we're just going to continually take 3 over and over again. Alright. Take 2, hopefully. And a creature did die. So... I could plot this and hold up Snake. I think I'm just going to do this. Maybe they've got removal, but like... I don't know. They had something they could do, but they chose not to do it. If we could untap with Snakeskin Veil here, we're in a decent spot. Okay, we were able to do that. What could we get back? Karavik? Hollow Marauder with 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's pretty good. So let's first do this. And I think I'd rather hold up Snakeskin Veil than to play the Ankle Biter here. Sure. Take 7. Oh, do they have that mythic rare that gives them extra combat steps? They might have that. So I think I'm just going to play it safe here and like try to play around that, because they were thinking about doing that for a moment. Okay. Let's do this. Play Hollow Marauder and hold up Snakeskin Veil here, I think. I was about to say, I think that might have been a mistake. I could, if I top decked Forest, I could play Forest and Ankle Biter, hold up Snakeskin Veil, which I think would have just been better there. I still think I'm going to play around that Mythic extra combat thing, though, and just, like, just block here, because I've got 2 creatures that are both lethal right now, so I may as well just not die to some stupid Mythic. That's it. Alright, what does this do? Untap everything, additional combat, +1/+0. Whenever a creature deals combat, you get a treasure. I can't do anything about that, so sure. Do I still die? Fortunately, I still die. I did my best to play around it, but I didn't know exactly what it did there. 7, 8, 9. Alright, I played around that exact same card and still lost. And it was all because I played the wrong land there too. Not necessarily all because of that, but I was playing around that exact card. It always feels bad to lose around the card you're playing around, but oh well. All right, let's try to salvage this draft with at least a win here. I'll start there, and then Bloodseeker, and if we trade it off on 3, we could play a Buzzard potentially. Alright, did get a creature. Watch him cast like a blue spell now. Close. Alright, so they've got Snakeskin Veil as well. That's going to be hard to play around. Do I want to trade Desperate Bloodseeker for Snakeskin Veil here? I think I am fine doing that. Because I've got double removal spell in my hand here. I don't think they're going to. Notably. So we're going to have to figure out a way to play around Snakeskin Veil this game, which is going to be really hard to do, because they just very much forecast that they had it. Jolene can just, next turn, just kill the Bloodseeker by itself. Come on, just tap out for some stupid 6-drop or something that, like, gets you off of Snakeskin Veil here. Nope, still holding it up. Okay. Alright, I don't... I think we're dead. I mean, what am I gonna do? Play Consuming Ashes on their turn, they Veil, and then hit us for, like, 10 or something. Alright, go ahead. I mean, I think I have to use Consuming Ashes, but, like... They're gonna protect it and then shoot down my Bloodseeker, so go ahead and use it. Alright, so this is going to be my first 0-3 of the format. I said at the very beginning that this deck could very easily go 0-3 or 7-2, and I said 1-3. I didn't necessarily think 0-3, but here we are with the 0-3. Uh, I mean, does it matter which one we try to kill at this point? Not really. I mean, we're kind of dead in many different ways. Let's try this. You have another protection spell? Shoot it down with treasures, maybe? Yeah. Okay. So now we got to deal with a beaver here. We have a 3/2 flyer now. We'll be able to surveil. Take at least 5. Mourner's Surprise can return Desperate Bloodseeker, I guess. Let's see what they're dealing with first. Okay, now they have a 6/6. Milled one of our cards that cares about having creatures in the graveyard. And I guess we triple block? What'd you find? Did you find a crime off the top? No? Okay, we get to trade. Okay, that's not the end of the world. I mean, at this point, isn't 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Like, the Marauder is already cheap enough, so we don't care about milling ourselves anymore. Ooh, we got a Dust Animus off. Alright, well that would have been a tilting loss. Not really, we're kind of already losing this game, so... Alright, let's draw a way to commit a crime here. That can also let me do something here. What do you have that you're attacking with both? Oh, they have a way to commit a crime, probably, so they can untap them or something? Oh. Trash the town. That's a good one. That is not a good one. Four cards in hand now? Yeah, it's not looking great. Okay. Well, that is a creature we can target, and then we can also cast, like, Mourner's Surprise and return things here. So let's do... We have to lose life, which doesn't feel good. I guess I can do Consuming Ashes on this, which gives me good attacks with the Bloodseeker to gain some of that life back. That's not too bad. Oh, I can do it again? Do I go to 2 and cast, like, Mourner's Surprise, I guess? Hmm. Can I go to 2? Yeah, 2 isn't 0. I'm gonna get the Bloodseeker to gain some life here. Yeah, Veil seems okay, I think. Can make my life linkers bigger. Alright, you go to 5, I go to 4. Wow. Alright, we somehow managed to get out of that game there and wiggle our way into our first win of the draft. Alright, we're up first with Ankle Biter into a Sterling Hound, which I will keep. It's about the best this deck seems to be able to do. This has just not been my format. You know, sometimes... Ooh, that's a pretty good draw there. Looks like they have -1/-0 or -4/-0 if they have an Outlaw. That's what I believe their card is in hand, more than likely. I just, whenever I'm, like, recording and stuff, I can't remember the name of cards to save my life. Okay, they killed the Burrow Fiend. Sure. Draw the land, hold up Consuming Ashes. Alright, so I do think that is the card that they have here. Let's see if they go for it. I can Consuming Ashes in response. It was Take the Fall. I don't need that Ankle Biter, though. One is fine. Take the Fall is the name of it. I've been pretty good at putting my opponents on certain cards this draft. Not that it's necessarily helped me, but... Okay, you know. Flash that back, draw a card. Not too bad. Yeah, milled 2 of the better cards in our deck. And we only really care about Burrow Fiend and Hollow Marauder are the only 2 cards that care about having cards in our deck. And I guess also Mourner's Surprise works well with that, so... Alright, there's the Hollow Marauder. Looks like they might have another Take the Fall in hand. Sure. I don't know why I felt the need to attack with both, even knowing they had Take the Fall, though. Because do I really want to use Consuming Ashes on the Raven? Not really. But here I am, so... Alright, well, Binding Negotiation is either going to be good right now or never. So... I guess I'll keep it and then use it now. Let's see if they plot the lock picker. They could also just cast it and then draw another card. Actually, they could cast it and cast a Tyrant Scorn. That would be pretty good. So I've gotten rid of all 3 Consuming Ashes so far, which is not good news and probably not how I wanted to play that. Already have Regerts. See if they use Tyrant Scorn. If they do, that means I can use Binding Negotiation and Hollow Marauder this turn, so that's something. Alright, all these things are pretty darn good here, but I think I gotta take the card draw spell. Metamorphic Blast makes my thing into an 0-1, so I can't attack into the Raven here. Alright, go ahead. Alright, time for the lands part of the game. That's pretty good. Alright, let's attack now. Sure. I'm sure they'll go for it. I don't see why they wouldn't. They do still draw 2 cards, though, so... couldn't prevent that. But we do have a 5/3 flyer. Now, they are playing blue-black, so there's probably going to be some pretty good ways to get rid of that. So... well, not yet. Alright, 2-turn clock. What do you got? Alright, one more turn. And they didn't find the answer. Wow, alright. We drew a Snakeskin Veil and 4 lands and managed to win off of it. I guess we drew a Vault Plunder in there too, so I'll take it. Alright, starting on the draw with a decent little hand here. I mean, we can do Bristle Bandit on 2 and then do both of these on 3. We mill ourselves with Bloodseeker and then maybe hit a creature we want to return with Mourner Surprise? Alright, this stupid Armadillo is just always so annoying. Looks like they might be mono white here. Alright, if I really feel like I have to, the Shoot the Sheriff can deal with this Armadillo. I say stupid because I stand by the fact that I think it's not a great card, but it has beaten me more than once. So maybe it's a fine card. I don't know. Oasis Gardener, alright. Well, let's go ahead and do this and mill ourselves. I guess that's good. And let's do Ankle Biter here. And then pass. I think I'm fine trading Bloodseeker for Frontier Seeker if they want to. Emergent Haunting, so they are just mana screwed. Not really something I feel like I have to use right now. So let's just do this. What do they have? Can't be this. Alright, what do you got? Sure, I don't think I need to use Mourner's Surprise returning this. It's not that important right now, so I'll hold up Consuming Ashes probably to kill this Emergent Haunting on end step. Could also shoot the Sheriff on that. I probably would actually shoot the Sheriff. I think that would be better just because the Ashes could kill anything. And the Haunting is a non-outlaw, I think, right? Becomes a spirit, yeah. Okay. It gets indestructible. Now I think I have to use Ashes on it, because this does exile. Flying Lifelink indestructible. But this exiles. So let's go ahead and... They have more protection? If they've got 2 protection spells, I can't do anything about that. Kind of. Yeah, kind of. Alright. Okay, so I gotta cast that for 2 on my next turn. Ooh, that's some action. Alright, Hollow Marauder with 1 card in the yard. Yeah, and we've got 6 lands, so we can cast it. Sure, and Mourner's Surprise, I don't think I need to return Desperate Bloodseeker, so... Yeah, go ahead. I'll trade this stupid ankle biter for your armadillo if you want to. Okay. Ah, boo. I guess I still get a card with Hollow Marauder, but... Do I want to cast Mourner's Surprise now? No. Alright, decent top decks. Alright, I'll trade this thing off. So this gets +1, and it doesn't really matter what gets -1 here. So we'll just do that. And then 1, 2, 3, target ourselves. And sure, Sterling Hound, why not? What can we find? Burrow Fiend I think is okay. And now we are on Hollow Marauder plan. I guess I could trade Marauder for Loan Shark and just get it back. I mean, some decent little value. I'm probably drawing a card off of it. Their removal is most likely exile-based here. We got a lot of creatures now, though, so let's see if they do anything here. No? Alright, I think I'm just going to play another flyer. Nothing died this turn, but, like, I'll just keep hitting him in the air. And to end the turn, I think we're only playing 14 creatures, and we've already got, like, most of them on the battlefield at this point. So... Alright, well, let's see what you got going for you here. Yeah, I'll pay 2, why not? You get a 2/2 flyer. So we got 2 creatures in the yard. This becomes a 4/4. It can kind of attack. We could mill another creature potentially. I could trade off Marauder for the 2/2 and then get it back here, which I think would be pretty good. They are now out of gas. So let's trade that off. I'm sure they will. And end the turn. What a draw. Quite the top deck from them. And quite the miss from us. 2 turns here. Okay, so now what do we do? We start seeing if we can attack with this thing? Alright, there goes an Ashes. Still can't. I mean, I guess we could. We could attack here. Okay. Go ahead. This thing has vigilance too, so can't even block it. That's pretty good. I think I'll still just offer the trade though if they want to take it. I mean, I still can't even protect it here because it would just still have 3 toughness, so I'm just gonna hold up the veil. Sterling Keykeeper, not too bad. Now we pretty much have attacks. This can become a 2/3, is that right? Or a 4/1? This is lethal, so they have to block at least something. Okay, kept something on top, and it wasn't a mount. Do they want to trade the crab? No. That's what they kept on top. Okay, I'm sure they'll tap it down. This has vigilance, right? Yeah, that's really annoying. The Veil doesn't do much here. That doesn't do anything. No attacks. Bloodseeker Milieu. I got rid of Lost Jite. Alright, so this combination here is pretty annoying now. Can we mill them out? Probably not. Now they just tap the Bloodseeker down. Snakeskin Veil kind of lets me gain 4 life here in a way. They just bounce it off the crab though. How much more removal do I have? I have a Throw from the Saddle. I have a Consuming Ashes. They're going to go for it anyway? Okay, so they're just going to get it out of the way for good now. I guess I can get rid of that with the Varmint here. It's probably worth it. Have to go to at least 4, more than likely, this turn. Okay, go to 4. Sure. Sure. These aren't optional. Perfect. These stupid keykeepers have just destroyed me this draft, man. So we've got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We have 3 lands left in our last 8 cards here. Kept it on top. I think I have to chump Gem Lightfoot with Black Snag Buzzard here, because next turn it's lethal. They've got 4 cards in hand. Okay, I mean, they keep drawing cards here. If it's not what I need. Tap that down again, go to 1. I got 2 more removal spells in the deck. Couldn't find either of them. Tap it down. I'm sure they got like another Phantom Interference to make a 2/2 flyer. No? Alright, I guess I'm not dead on board. That kills my entire board. Wow. Contagion Engine. 1 card left in deck. Alright. Go 2-3 today with a pretty bad deck. Didn't feel too great. But hey, it's better than an 0-3, which is where I thought I was going to be for a little bit of a while there. I think we probably could have won that last matchup if we had top-decked a removal spell even like 6 turns earlier, maybe. Or 4 turns earlier. Or 2 turns earlier. Something along those lines. 2-3, the worst record to go in Premier Draft. Thanks for tuning in today, and I'll see you next time for your daily draft.